They say the tariffs are affecting the ports. What y'all think? Are the tariffs slowing the ports down in California? Ports been quiet lately. Super quiet. Let me know what y'all think about the tariffs slowing down the trucking industry. Let's get this money, y'all.
Hi, my name's Kyle Sweetser, and I'm running for the United States Senate against Tommy Tuberville. Tuberville's tariffs are going to negatively impact Alabama's economy. The Port of Mobile does about $100 billion worth of business in and out of our port every single year. Because of these tariffs that Tuberville has been full support of, we're going to see a decline in that amount. Not only is that going to hurt the port, not only is that going to hurt Mobile, that's going to hurt the state of Alabama. For instance, the trucking industry is heavily reliant on our port and the business that's done there to transport those goods across the state and transports goods down to the Port of Mobile. So we could potentially see some huge negative impacts in our trucking industry, and we could see some layoffs. Thank you for listening.
If you think trucking is bad now, it's going to get a lot worse. I've been following the trucking data for quite some time in different market cycles, and there's just one thing that people are just not talking about enough. And look, every market, has boom cycles and recessions and things like that, and recoveries, and trucking is going to have its recovery as well. But the thing that people are just not really talking about is capitulation. If you look at every market crash out there, it starts going on a downtrend, on a downtrend, on a downtrend. It has some recoveries here and there, some bear traps, and then all of a sudden you have capitulation, that big sudden downturn where you think the world is going to end and things are never going to be the same again. Then after that you have consolidation, where things kind of like cool down and then you eventually recover. That is what I've been waiting to happen when it comes to truck driving. Even before Trump got elected, I understood this, and a lot of people would talk about, hey, trucking is getting a little bit better. The demand is balancing out versus the amount of trucks out there, and so many trucks have gone out of business. When I looked at the chart, I understood that there was a lot more pain to go. I think that we're getting near to that pain.
This is a total disaster. Prices are shooting up, but jobs are disappearing. People are stressed out. Nobody knows what tomorrow holds. Truck drivers are burnt out, businesses are barely hanging on, and anyone trying to build something is crushed by this tariff chaos. Every day, the news just scares us more. Tariffs on, tariffs off, like someone's playing with thousands of families' futures. I look around, people I know are struggling just to get by. This isn't politics, it's breaking lives. I honestly don't know how much longer we can keep going like this. What's it like where you are? Share your story.
Here's Joe from Georgia. Trucking in the United States is getting ready to suffer. And truckers who depend on those shipments for their jobs are going to be unemployed. Especially if you're operating on the west coast of America. Because all those shipments that go to China that aren't going to happen because of the tariffs, those shippings go to California ports. Well, in May of 2020, during COVID, there was 50 blank sailings in California going to China. That means canceled sailings where full ships would go to China. Now, 50 in 2020 in COVID. This past month, in the beginning of April, there's been 80 already. And someone said it. This is going to make COVID look like good times.
Guys, tell me why I just looked on TikTok for the first time today, and all I see on my For You page is the President of the United States answering questions about, do he think that the tariffs on China was a good idea based on the fact that the ports are literally running empty and truck drivers are losing their jobs. Donald Trump answered the question without hesitation this time. I know sometimes Trump, he won't just come right out and answer the question. He answered the question this time. He said it's okay. He said it's okay. He's basically saying that it's okay for the ports to run empty like they are. He's also saying that it's okay for the truck drivers to lose their jobs because more money is coming into the U.S. with the tariffs. Now, I will say this. That is correct. There's more money coming into the U.S. with the tariffs, but at what cost? Thousands of truck drivers losing their jobs. Now, I just witnessed this firsthand about truck drivers. I'm coming up the highway just now before I started this TikTok, picking my little ones up from school, and I see semis on the highway, but not as aggressive as I'm usually seeing them on the highway, which means a lot of these truck drivers are starting to get laid off and starting to lose their jobs, man, because it looks like the money that's being pulled into the United States from the tariffs, it's going to bring more money to the U.S., but it's not bringing any jobs to the U.S. So let me know what you guys think of this right here. Like, he said it right out of his own mouth. I mean, I watched the clips to make sure that it wasn't edited, it wasn't jump cuts, it wasn't chopped. It was original content straight from the president. He said that he's okay with the ports being the way that they are and truck drivers losing their jobs because more money is coming to the U.S. I would normally try to stitch his video into my video, but y'all know TikTok is changing the rules where it has to be your own original content. So on my TikTok, I try not to do that. But let me know what you guys think of that, man. That's crazy because some of these truck drivers that's been affected could be a loved one of yours, a husband, a dad, granddad, a close relative, brother or sister. So it's gonna get real. I mean, this is just the beginning, and Trump's not letting up either. That's the wild thing. He's not letting up.
The ports are almost empty, ships are sitting without cargo, and it's hitting the whole supply chain hard. Because of this, businesses aren't getting materials, production slows down, and many people lose their jobs. This situation raises serious concerns about the economy in the future.
The trucking industry is about to have an FAFO moment, brought to you by Donald Trump. As a result of Donald Trump putting huge tariffs on China, the number of shipping containers coming from China has plummeted in the last month. One of the largest ports in the United States, the Port of Los Angeles, has seen a 20% decrease in the number of shipments coming in year over year, with a 19% decrease in bookings. And very soon, the trucking industry is going to feel it because those 40-foot containers get loaded onto semis to be distributed around the United States. Meanwhile, the CEOs of Target, Walmart, and Home Depot have privately warned Donald Trump that there will be shortages and shelves empty as a result. That means fewer truckers needed to bring stuff in because there isn't anything to bring in. And yet it's hard to feel sorry for the trucking industry. They are the 6th most partisan industry to the Republican Party. Last year, they donated about 87.6% of all of their donations to Republicans. That was a little over $11 million.
All right, that's the roundup on what's really going on with the trucking industry right now. The empty ports, the layoffs, the uncertainty, it's all connected and it's hitting hard. If you're in trucking or just watching this unfold, drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. I've got plenty more coming your way that you won't want to miss. Stay safe out there, and let's hope for some real change soon.